plan to demonstrate that God's face is omnipresent. And I'm going to do so starting with these clouds. Here's God's nose, his eyes, his mouth, and his beard. Cool hit. But this is serious though. This is real serious, as you'll see as we move on here. Like this. There's his mouth. His beard goes around it. There's his nose, point of his nose. His eye, and his eye here. Watch as I take off the paint. Whoa, sweet. Right. How about here? I'll just show you his mouth, and then you see if you can see his nose above it and his beard around it. Here's his mouth. And you look up and see his nose. It's right there. His eyes, right there. Right there. His big, excellent beard. Cool hat. Alright, how about this one? I'm going to show you his beard here. Alright. This one. Here's his mouth. His beard is this excellent part here. Can you look up and see his nose and his mouth without me helping you now? This is 101. There's his nose. There's his eye and his other eye. Watch his mouth to get centered. 1, 2, 3. Whoa! This is awesome. And it gets better. Watch. You want to see him smiling? No problem. He just showed me his face smiling over here. Here's his big old smile. I'm going to take it off just so you can see that I'm actually tracing over stuff that's there. There. Can you see his nose right above it? Here it is. Here's his nose. His eyes up here. And his eyes. See, I'm showing you something that's omnipresent. Here's his beard. And you know, it has a lot of different meanings, significances to it, right? Like, this means, like, yeah, God is Jesus. It's not somebody else. You know, our sins are forgiven because He suffered for us. But at the same time, it means if you don't see Him, that means you're not obeying Him. Because He says that He shows Himself to those who obey Him. And that's what I'm here to testify today in this Lone Ranger trailer. Just have to take a look, you know. See, I'm telling the truth. This crack here is his mouth. Now see if you can see his nose and his eyes and his beard underneath it. Everything God created is so obvious. Here's his eyes. His nose right in the middle. See, I'm just tracing over what's there already. His big, excellent beard. Watch how I take the paint off. Look at his mouth. Right there. I'm showing you God's omnipresent face. And you got to ask yourself, like, why have I not seen this before? I guess you've never seen anything omnipresent before, right? This is the only thing omnipresent that I know about. I'm going to show you again that it's omnipresent. Alright? It's so easy to show something is omnipresent because it's everywhere. There's his mouth. Can you look up and see his nose right above it? There it is. His eyes right beside his nose where they should be. And his beard right here. And this is all thanks to Jesus Christ. You know, the one that you heard about, the whole Bible and everything. He's the same one that promised. He said when they were grilling him, you know, in the whatever, the synagogue or whatever. So, are you the Son of God? And he's like, from now on, you'll see the Son of God come in the clouds with great power. And he probably said, and everything else too, you'll be able to see him everywhere. Because his words, his doctrine is a roadmap to this enlightenment. He only lets you see him when you do what he says. Let's keep moving on here with this people who thought they were going to watch the Lone Ranger trailer. Alright, but I cannot resist. I got to show you one more time in this picture before we move on. Okay, here's his open mouth. Here's his nose. Here's the tip of his nose. You can look up and see his eyes right here. It's a little bit faint here, but it's there. And his beard is this around it. Watch his mouth. Alright, okay, let's keep moving. I'm going to show you something. Alright. Told you it was omnipresent, right? So, here's a real nice example of God's omnipresent face. And it's just the icing on the cake. When you get to see his face, you get high. Yes, sir. But like pure spiritual enlightenment, everything your soul wants. Now look at his mouth. I just traced over his mouth for him. I'm going to take it off so you can see I'm just tracing over what's already there. Here's his mouth. You can see his nose right above it. His eye here, and his other eye is right here. See his eyelid there, or eyebrow, and his beard right here. Watch how I take it off. That's something, isn't it? Alright, I'm going to show it to you again. Just let me trace over his mouth real quick for you. Here's his mouth. Now look up. Can you see his nose? Trace over it for you right there. This little divot here is his eye. Here's the other eye. And his beard is this excellent rock formation here. Look at his mouth. Whoa. Huh? This should totally astonish you. If anything should astonish you, this should. Alright, I'm showing you something omnipresent. There's nothing else omnipresent that you can see as far as humankind has ever known. Now, omnipresence means that this guy is really, really powerful. Alright, so if you're afraid of anything else but him, you don't have your stuff straight. Alright, let's keep going. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, in the clouds, right? Here we go. His mouth is right there. Take a look up. You see his nose? I do. It's right there. And his eyes, you see his eye socket and everything, super definition. And here, you see his eyelids right there. And where's his beard? Oh, obviously his trademark beard. You're gonna get some like quack psychologist saying, "Oh, our minds are hardwired to see faces with a beard." Right. Right. Okay. Take the paint off there. And it's omnipresent. It's just like amazing. So I'm going to show you here again what omnipresent means. Alright. In the clouds, here's his eye. You can see his eyebrow here. And there's his eye right there. His nose obviously between his eyes, and his mouth in between his nose and his beard. And there you go. I'm going to take this off. 3, 2, 1. Oh, you just take a look at the paint, right, when I'm taking it off. Alright, how about in this weird shadow here? Because it is omnipresent. I could seriously do this all day, and you are missing out, let me tell you. If you want to get high, if you want to feel good, all the stuff that you are deceived into thinking money's gonna buy you, this will give you. There's his nose right there. See, it sticks out right there. And his mouth is here. And his beard is right there. Take it off. Take a real close look at his mouth. And his nose sticks right out. His eyes there. Awesome. Alright, next one.
No man could travel faster than the horse that carried him. Not anymore. Imagine time and space.
Alright, let's look at this guy's face a little closer. So I'm going to show you God's omnipresent face in it. Like it should be a surprise by now, right? Like, this guy's going to show you his omnipresent face. Like, you have no excuse anymore, right? You don't have an excuse. So here's his mouth right here. And where's his nose? Ah, above it. Above it. And his eyes are right here. And his beard is down here. Watch. Taking it off. Awesome. Just let me trace over his mouth, because I kind of did a bad job tracing over the rest. His mouth is here. Look above it for his nose and his eyes, and down for his beard. Alright. What a cool face this guy has, eh? Couldn't ask for much more when I'm doing a job like this. Alright. Okay, let's keep moving.
Under the mastery of man.
Alright. Okay. I can see God's face and everything, and I can see why in this particular shot that people do not. Because you need to obey Jesus Christ in order to see his face and everything. Now, I'm going to show you his face in this curtain here. Just let me highlight his mouth. You know, the world is so corrupted right now. So perverted. And people aren't looking for God. And as a result, they just feel like this horrible emptiness, and they're so lost, right? But this is what happens when you actually obey Jesus Christ. You don't watch like dirty things. You try to be clean, you know. You get to see his face. Here's his mouth. And he gets you high, like, whoa. Like, you forget about all your problems, alright? Here's his eye right here. Here's his other eye. Pretty bad job of tracing over it, but take a look at his mouth. I'm going to take the paint off. Boom! So obvious, so cut and dry. Alright, I'm going to show you again. And here's his eye right here. Here's his other eye. His nose. You can see his mouth here. His mustache is kind of over this way. And his beard is this design right here. Watch his mouth get centered. Whoa. Right. You should be like, oh, whoa. And I'll show you again, because it's like so obvious. Because everything that God does is obvious. But this means, this fact that I'm showing you means that God is real. God is Jesus Christ. And if you don't obey him, you're going to hug your knees in black fire forever. So do you think your boring sin, boring, monotonous sin that you're stuck in right now is really worth it? I tell you, it is not. Here's his nose. And his mouth. And his beard is around it. Let me take off the paint. Awesomeness. Show you again that it is omnipresent. Like, I have no problem showing you his mouth, because God lets people see. Here's his beard. Here's his nose. And here's his eyes. Let me take this paint off. God gives us this gift of letting us see his omnipresent face when we do what he says. Like in this dude here. Watch. Here's his mouth. Oh, that was such a bad job tracing over it. I gotta do it again. His mouth. His nose. Where's his eyes? Can you see, two little round things right where they should be? And eyebrows there too? Look, you can see his eye and his eyebrows. And his beard, or actually his cowboy boots and his legs. Alright, but watch, look at his mouth. And then look up. I'm going to trace over his mouth again. And look up for his nose. It's right there. Where's his eyes? Right where they should be. This is like I have no words to describe how awesome this is. Like, do you have any idea what this means? We get to live for all eternity in a massive party. Massive eternal party. This is another deduction that you can make from this that I'm showing you here.
Power makes emperors and kings look like fools. Whoever controls this.
Waiting for another curtain scene. Alright. So awesome, right? Like, here's his mouth. Can you look up, see where his nose should be? Yeah, because it's easy, because it's obvious. Do you see two little dots where eyes should be? Yeah, because it's obvious. Under his mouth, is there a beard-shaped thing? Yeah, because it's obvious. I'm not saying that God's face is omnipresent just in this trailer, right? I'm saying it's omnipresent in everything. So anything, once you begin to obey Jesus, everything that you look at, you can see his face in it. And it's a reminder of the truth. So we beat the goddamn devil. This is victory over the goddamn devil. It's destroying us in our world. Woo! You can't do a goddamn thing about it. Alright. Show you again here. God's face. And say this tree here. Here is his eye. His other eye. Now, look below. Do you see a nose and a mouth and a beard-like structure? Yes, you do, because it is everywhere. His nose, mouth, and beard. Taking the paint off. I'm just going to highlight his mouth again, because this is 101. There's his mouth. Do you see a nose and two eyes where they should be? And a beard. And once you're looking for him, if you're obeying Jesus whatsoever, you're going to start seeing other examples of his face too, because it is omnipresent. Look at this. Look at this. Right here is his mouth. See a nose up there? I even see his nostrils right here. There it is. And you see his eyes and his eyebrows right here. Eyebrow. I don't have room to trace over the eyebrow. Ready? Right there. Yeah. This means party. Huge eternal party, alright? Huge. Alright, how about another one? Might as well. It's omnipresent. Here's his mouth. Now, you see a nose? How about that? or anything else that pertains to a face. Like, here's his eye, his other eye. I'll fill in the blanks for his nose, and his beard is right there. Ready? Whoa, his mouth is all open like, oh. Ready? How about here in the sand? In the sand. Okay, here's his nose. His eyes, we got here. We got his eyelid, got his eyebrow, his other eye, his eyebrow, his open mouth, and his beard. Good old trademark beard. All you gotta do is look at it and you know who it is. I saw some old man say that when he saw Jesus in a spoon. He's like, all you gotta do is look at it. And that's true. That's all you gotta do. Look at this one. Such detail too. Like, here's his eye. Here's his eyebrow. Here's his nose. His mouth underneath it, and his beard. His other eye's right there, but you can see, the rest of his eyebrow. Look. Whoa! This means huge eternal party. I wish that I could understand it. I wish. Alright. Because it's omnipresent, it's in curtains too. It's not just like in natural stuff. So I'm going to show you here that that's true. Here is his eyes. Well, his eyebrow, his eyes, eyebrow, his nose, his mouth, and his beard. Look at this. Whoa! This is an omnipresent face. There's like a huge chance that there is nothing even close to as amazing as what you're seeing right now. Unless you've seen his face before. Like, look at this. You can see the crack in between his lips here. Look at this. Crack in between his lips. Right there. Here's a crack in between his lips. Here's his beard. Look up above the mouth. Do you see a nose and two eyes right where they should be? Yeah, you do. Because it's right there. Whoa. How about this? You got super high def nose, well defined nose, his eyes, his crack in the lips, crack between the lips, there's his lips, and his beard. Alright? So I'm going to highlight right here the crack between his lips, and you look right up there, you see his nose. You look beside his nose, and you see his nose is in between his two eyes. Alright? And you see his cheekbone right there. And his beard below. So this can either be, like something that you just say, oh, well, some dude thinks he sees it. Or you can not believe in your own lie and realize that I'm telling you the truth here. Hello. Okay, I'm going to show you again. His lips, lips, well-defined lips, open lips. Here's his upper lip. Here's his lower lip. Now, can you look up and see a nose and two eyes there? Yes, you can. Here's his nose. Here's his eyes. And here's his beard. Let me take the paint off. Whoa! Sweet! Okay. Here's his two lips. Alright. This is by no means vague. his nose, and his two eyes are so easily seen above it. And if you're looking for it right now, if you're really listening, you're going to be seeing other examples of him too, to the right, to the left. I really hope you are, because it's going to make such a big difference in our future. People obeying Jesus. Imagine that. When you say you're his disciple, you say you believe in him and you're his servant, imagine doing as the guy says. Because this is what happens when you do so. And that's what I'm guaranteeing right here. Look, I'm showing you his omnipresent face. Look. His eyes. Oh, that was a bad trace job. Let me do that again. His eye. Here's his nose. Here's his other eye. This is kind of a mouth and beard combo. But actually, no, there's a line right here. If you have super high def, you can see that. Come on, people. This means that we beat the goddamn devil. We don't have to believe in a stupid lie that we're monkeys and live like monkeys and destroy ourselves and each other and our planet. We can live. We can really, really live like brothers and sisters if we embrace this enlightenment. Really. Look, I think you can even see his tongue sticking out here. Check this out. Here's his tongue. Now, look above it. You see obviously his nose. His two eyes. His eyelids. Eyelids. This is by no means vague. And his beard here below. Now watch me take off the paint. You can see his tongue right here, right? His lips around it. Watch that tongue and lips. And then look up for his nose and his eyes above it and his beard below it. And it's the same face. It's just amazing. Okay, let's keep going.
One good man must wear a mask.
Oh, I totally messed it up. I'm gonna move back. Okay. This is gonna get real obvious again. Here. Let me show you right here. Here's his mouth. Now, you can see his nostrils right above his mouth. Right there. And follow his nose up here to his eyes. His eyelids. His eye with the eye structure around it. And his beard right here below. This means massive eternal party. Let me translate this to whatever language you speak and wherever you're looking at this. This means massive eternal party because Jesus Christ is God. All right. This is sweet. Okay, here, let me trace over his mouth. Taking it off. Look, I'm just tracing over what's already there. Trace over his mouth. His nose is up here. Do you see anything that look like eyes right between them? Yeah, I do. And his beard right here. Take that off. You know, I really wish I understood how awesome it would be. Then I could probably convey this message a lot easier to you, right? I wish I was actually good at doing this. Okay. Here's his mouth, which is joined by his nose. And right in between, you see his eyes right there, just tracing the cracks. And look, watch where his mouth is. And look up for his nose, look down for his beard and his eyes. Omnipresent face of God. Oh, we are going to have a massive eternal party, which is what this means. And I'll show you another example here. Here's his mouth. You can see this is the crack. between his lips here. Look, crack between his lips. Like, not vague whatsoever. His beard below. And look up. Let me help you. Here's his nose. And his awesomely well-defined eye sockets. Eyelids and eye sockets. Look. Whoa. Right? Am I not right? Am I not fully right here? This is amazing. This is Jesus Christ's enlightenment. And you don't have to pay me. You don't have to pay some other dude. What you need to do is obey Jesus Christ so that he can show you his excellent face. That's what he wants. He wants you to see him so bad. Would you want anything else if that was you? Put yourself in Jesus' shoes. Alright. Okay, I just kind of let that get a little more contrast in it. And look at this. His mouth. Now, do you see a nose above that? You sure do. You sure do. Here's his nose. And you see any eyes where eyes should be? Yes, you sure do. Because even though artists make this stuff, you know, human beings make it, God is so powerful. His face is in it because that's just how powerful he is. You know, watch me take the paint off. Whoa. I'm going to put his mouth here. And you look for the rest, right? Where's his beard? Below his mouth. Where's his nose? Above his mouth. Where's his eyes? Right where they should be. Isn't this sweet? You think, oh, that was a fluke, eh? No. Look. Here's his mouth right here. His beard below it. His nose is right here. Which takes us to his eyes right here. Look at this. God's omnipresent face. You know, I just trace over his mouth. It should be pretty straightforward after that. Right? Am I getting my point across, ladies and gentlemen? I'm so not good at this. But I really hope I'm getting my point across. Because this is the answer to all our problems. As individuals and as a people. I hope you enjoyed my version of the Lone Ranger trailer. Surprise! We can see God's face and everything.